welcome to the podcast for When the Curves Line Up for September 4th, 2023. Please see the article that includes diagrams of today's events on the website. Text by Jeffrey L. Hunt. In Chicago, sunrise occurs at 6:19 a.m. Central Daylight Time followed by sunset at 7:19 p.m. Today daylight shrinks to 13 hours. During the next 3 weeks, daylight loses an hour as the equinox passes. The five-planet morning parade continues with Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn easily visible. Uranus is easy to locate through a binocular between Jupiter and the Pleiades star cluster. The challenging view, even through a binocular, is locating Neptune in a dim Pisces starfield, over 20 degrees to the upper left of Saturn. For sky watchers interested in seeing the two more distant planets, see the charts and directions in the August 27th article at whenthecurveslineup.com. When Venus passes from the evening sky, east of the Sun, to the morning sky, west of the Sun, it passes inside Earth's orbit. This westward motion is known as retrograde motion. The Sun is the main star to reference the planet's motion. In the evening sky, Mercury is quickly moving westward or retrograde. The inner planets' retrogrades are from their faster motion as they pass inferior conjunction. Venus retrograde ends 86.5 degrees east of Jupiter and 19.3 degrees west of Regulus, Leo's brightest star, that is emerging from the Sun for its first morning appearance. Venus moves eastward and passes Regulus on October 10th. Celestial bodies farther from the Sun than Earth retrograde against the starry background, but for a different reason. This is from Earth overtaking them on an inside orbital path. The outer planets revolve around the Sun at a slower pace. Depending on their distance from the Sun, Earth laps them at regular intervals. Saturn, the most distant bright planet that can be seen without an optical assist, revolves around the Sun nearly every 30 years. Earth catches the planet, passing between the Sun and it every 378 days. For Jupiter, this occurs about every 400 days. Mars is closer to the Sun than the Jovian pair and revolves around the central star about every 2 years in rough figures. Earth passed Mars December 8, 2022, and laps the red planet again January 16, 2025, an interval of 761 days. As Earth overtakes the bright outer planets, they seem to stop moving eastward against the stars, their usual direction. As Earth goes in between the planet and the Sun, the distant world, appearing as a star, seems to back up compared to the fixed patterns of the constellations. Earth is between Jupiter and the Sun, known as opposition, on November 3rd. The planet's retrograde ends December 30th. On the accompanying chart in the article at whenthecurveslineup.com, location A indicates when Jupiter's retrograde begins. At B, Jupiter is at opposition and appeared to move westward compared to the starry background shown by the line of sight from Earth to Jupiter and projected toward the distant stars. At C, retrograde ends and the planet appears to move eastward again. Notice on the diagram that Jupiter moves eastward along its orbit, but westward against the starry background from Earth's perspective. Here is today's planet forecast. In the morning sky, find brilliant Venus and Jupiter during morning twilight. Jupiter is that bright star to the upper left of the Moon this morning. The separation is only 5.1 degrees. A binocular might be needed to see the star Hammel, 13.6 degrees to the upper right of the planet. About 45 minutes before daybreak, the morning star is over 15 degrees above the east horizon. It is nearly the same altitude, height above the horizon, as Sirius that is in the southeastern sky. The brightest planet and the night's brightest star are nearly the same altitude in the morning sky. Venus does not pass closely to Sirius, so there is no conjunction. Look for them at about the same altitude during morning twilight throughout the month. Look for the star Procyon, the little dog star, above an imaginary line from Venus to Sirius. Procyon's name means before the dog, because it rises less than 30 minutes before the dog star, Sirius, from mid-northern latitudes. In the evening sky, Mercury and Mars are immersed in bright sunlight. As described previously, Mercury is retrograding as it moves from the evening sky to a morning view. It passes between Earth and the Sun in 2 days, heading for its best morning appearance of the year. Mars is dimmer than is expected, setting less than an hour after sunset. Saturn is above the east-southeast horizon at sunset. Wait until the sky is darker and the planet is higher in the southeastern sky to see it. 2 hours after sundown, the ringed wonder is over 20 degrees above the horizon, 8.8 degrees to the upper right of Skate, the Aquarian's leg, and 8.8 degrees to the right of Lambda Aquarii. Together the trio nearly makes an equilateral triangle. Use a binocular to find the starfield. Jupiter rises less than 3 hours after nightfall. As the midnight hour approaches, the gibbous moon, 67% illuminated, is about 15 degrees above the east-northeast horizon, and 6.9 degrees to the lower left of bright Jupiter. By morning twilight, Jupiter and Moon are high in the southern sky and Venus appears in the eastern sky. Thank you for listening. Please read the articles at whenthecurveslineup.com.